If you see me looking down, I have my notes on my laptop, so I can't remember everything I want to say sometimes, So today's topic, as you can see from the title of this video, is body hair. Specifically body hair on women. This is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a really long time, and one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it was I wanted to actually do my own research and look into the past, present, and future of body hair and hairlessness. Let's start with the purpose of body hair. Humans have about 5 million hair follicles on our entire body. That's a lot of hair. That's basically hair everywhere except for behind the ears, the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet, and certain genital regions. Also the eyeballs. We don't want any hairs on there. That would be terrifying. These hairs help us regulate our body temperature. They help prevent certain diseases. They protect us from dirt. Pubic hair can prevent certain STDs. Along with giving us a degree of separation from the elements, these body hairs hold on to pheromones, which are chemical signals we secrete in our sweat that can also be called that X factor or that je ne sais quoi. I don't speak French, please don't come for me. So with all these benefits, you'd think we'd want to keep these guys around, but removing hair has been a practice that's gone on for a while. So let's look at the history of body hair removal. The first razors can be traced back to 3000 BCE to Egypt and India. Women shaved their heads and looked down on pubic hair as uncivilized. In Rome, they plucked hairs and removed hairs with pumice stones, while Cleopatra straight up waxed herself. An icon. In the Elizabethan era, women shaved off their eyebrows in order to give them a longer brow. Sounds oddly familiar. In slightly more recent times, however, body hair removal kind of made a resurgence. Charles Darwin's book, The Descent of Man, wrote that Homo sapiens had less hair because natural selection showed the desirability of hairlessness. Look, Darwin may have made large contributions to science, but let's not forget that he was racist as f***. He thought whiteness was the pinnacle of evolution. Can you not? I kind of chose the worst possible time to film right now. Okay, my window's closed. We're good. We're back. He basically thought that whiteness was the pinnacle of evolution, and he was very pro-extermination of the native peoples of New Zealand and Australia, calling them a savage race. So his words on body hair should not be taken as law. I just think I needed to say that. This book came out in 1871, and its effects seemingly trickled down through public opinion on hair and femininity. In the 1900s, there was a few things to encourage hairlessness. One was fashion. Fashion was changing, hemlines were rising, and for some reason there was a scarcity of nylons. So while I was doing my research, I found out there's something called the nylon riots, which basically nylon is used in things like parachutes, rope, cords, airplane parts, and in the 1940s, when the nylon riots happened, fun fact, there was a war going on, specifically World War II, and there was a shortage of nylon because along with these war supplies being in high demand, women's legs were out in the open. The demand for nylon tights was insane. There was only one company, specifically DuPont, that was supplying nylon. So while women were still following the trends of these new trendy hemlines, there were no nylons, so shaving kind of seemed like a necessity. Also, sleeveless clothing was coming into fashion, and lo and behold, a man see but one hair on thine underarms. The whole world would end. On top of this, shaving campaigns were also recognizing women as consumers. That took long enough. So they created products like Milady Décolleté. sorry, by Gillette, and this was a razor specifically for women. It kind of looks like the men's razor of the time, just in like a fancy pink box. Within magazines, ads were labeling body hair as unsightly or unbecoming and saying that immediate removal was a necessity. As fashion showed more skin, women were shaving more routinely, and magazines and media never dared show a woman with leg hair or underarm hair. So hairlessness kind of became the norm, and hairiness became the taboo. Moving on to more modern times, shaving is still considered a norm. In the article, the media is a pedophile, and bear with me, this is a bit of a long quote. Though models aren't exactly prepubescent, they are often alarmingly young. Before companies recently began setting regulations, the most popular models were between 13 and 16 years old, with older girls, despite being teenagers as well, rejected on account of looking too womanly. Many agencies have yet to change their ways and continue to scout underage models, and even the better firms make progress at painstaking rates. Many of today's famous supermodels began their careers before they were 18 and will likely retire within the next few years. Most female models are considered too old to work once they reach their mid-20s, an age which they are perfectly youthful and beautiful because they look like women and not girls. This article is actually fascinating. It'll be linked below for sure. But just think about it. Smooth skin, no body hair, no blemishes, no wrinkles. Kind of sounds like a child. These are the ideals that the media portrays. What's sad is body hair is a sign of womanhood and maturity, and hairlessness is a sign of adolescence, and we view one as the only acceptable way for a woman to be. Let me also make it clear that it's perfectly fine if you shave or you want to remove hair. I guess what I'm saying is everyone's body is different, and that should be perfectly fine, but there's this rejection of the female body in its natural state that's so toxic. My personal experience with body hair has been a little bit difficult. It's been a rocky road. I have really sensitive skin on my underarms, and shaving was really painful and would lead to like bumps and rashes that kind of defeated the purpose of shaving to obtain smooth skin in the first place. I had people who I was close to in high school saying I looked gross whether I shaved or didn't. I'm not close with those people anymore, and I wasn't shaving for myself anyway, so I just stopped and I wore clothing that covered my underarms. But I still remember the day when I saw her, this beautiful girl in my high school who wore sleeveless shirts, armpit hair to the wind, and she just looked like she looked so cool. And I just remember thinking, what the heck am I doing hiding myself, you know? That just screamed confidence to me. So it wasn't like night and day, but I slowly stopped caring, and I wore tank tops or sleeveless dresses, armpit hair out on display. And I mean, today I don't really care anymore. I know some people are gonna tell me it's gross and that I need to shave. I have leg hair and armpit hair, and the only time I shave my legs are when I want to feel like a dolphin. So there's my armpits. I'm out here living la vida loca. In conclusion, I think there needs to be a shift in the norm of hairlessness. Right now with social media, there's kind of this trend towards the homogenous woman. A lot of YouTubers have talked about this, have described it probably better than I can, but every woman is being fed this one ideal of beauty or femininity, and it's really exclusive, and it's kind of boring, honestly. So maybe there can be a little bit of space for women to choose what they want to do with their bodies. Crazy thought, I know. If you want to remove hair, go for it. Be the hairless goddess you want to be. And if you want to stop shaving, if you want to grow out your armpit hair, have leg hair, if you identify as a woman and you have a beard, that's so cool. I'm here for you 100%, okay? Femininity and hair don't have to be so closely intertwined. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. If you're shy and you don't want to leave a comment, you can just like it and that'll let me know. I had a lot of fun doing this video, doing the research, and I'll see y'all in the next one.